And I should have started it earlier. Yeah! And we're live! I'm sorry.
We're so good at that now.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to scare you. I was like, I always forget that it still does the kind of thing.
And it's not like, yeah, we're live. Oh, wait, there's no one there. Oh, no, I'm live. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It was just like everybody, what's this guy doing? I don't know. I'm sorry. Hey, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We got a great show for you tonight. Yeah, it's almost tonight
Kind of,
here in Germany. And we would like to temporarily redirect you from work to
the weekend.
Only I'm on this side. No, on this side. It's like, I don't know.
You're this side for me. Oh, well. Yeah.
So how was your week?
Wow, where did the time go? It is
absolutely.
October, and it's been the longest 2020. It's been the longest year ever. Like, it's just going on and on, but it's going really fast at the same time. But I had a really good week, actually. This week, yeah, wait, I can't tell any secrets, so... I know. Okay. Sometimes I forget there's an audience there, so I can't just like, oh, and we did this, and I was in this meeting, and we did that. Yeah, okay.
All right. Quiet. I was actually aiming for, we actually had an exciting week because we released Ryte Suite version 5.2, and that actually created quite a lot of buzz here in Germany. So that was really nice. And so I also had quite an exciting week. Lots of stuff to do. What are you drinking today?
Today, I am drinking a beer called, it's called Simcoe, but it's from a brand. It's an IPA, I like IPA. It is coming from somewhere in Bavaria. Yes. Somewhere that's not Munich. I bought it in Ingolstadt, which is a city outside of Munich. Yes.
Awesome. I like
it. So cheers to you. Nice. It's really nice. Yeah. Prost in your Tegernsee. I was at Tegernsee, Lake Tegernsee last Friday. I was
nice.
with our sales team. That's why I couldn't join the show. That's sad. But we had a great day having good meetings and workshops and stuff.
And I hope everybody out there who's watching also had a great week and a great day.
Yes.
So if you're watching, leave a little comment. That would be really nice for us, because I mean, like, we're all sitting at home, like talking into a computer. So it's always nice to see there's actually people listening and interacting with us. So please leave a little comment so we know you're here. That's always very cool.
Share some love. Share some love. Yes.
Absolutely. And we have quite a couple of people watching. You can watch us on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn. Oh, by the way, I need to retweet your tweet with the video.
Are we doing tweeting?
Oh, I am. Yeah.
Do I need to tweet something? Okay.
No, I wanted to tweet the video.
Yes.
You tweeted and I retweeted. You know, I'm not good at tweeting. The tweeting thing. I don't know, Twitter. By the way, Axel, hey Axel, great you're here.
Axel.
Nice to see you too.
Super Axel, hey.
Yeah. It's actually a regular listener at our Daily Dose of SEO show. So Axel, great you're also tuning in for the English version. I love it. So did you tweet it? Can I retweet?
I tweeted it, yes.
Tweeted it?
Today in #3of a kind.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah, just go retweet it. Get all your fans and followers. Axel, you get your fans and followers to watch.
Oh, by the way, you can't. It doesn't show the video. That's interesting.
Huh.
Why doesn't it show?
It shows it for me.
I'm just gonna tweet it anyway. This is just me using Twitter. I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah. By the way, did you hear that Twitter is now like it gives you a notice if this might be hurtful. This is like something
Yes.
which might be offensive to someone, which is kind of funny that the Twitter is rolling that out. I mean, on Facebook side, it would be, oh, your tweet is not offensive, so you should not post it because that's not going to get any traction.
Oh, boom.
Bad pun. Bad pun. All right, good.
No. I mean, it's kind of true. Like, it's
Yeah.
these social media networks are just places for controversy and drama to live on. I
We
haven't
need
been on
more
Twitter
drama.
much.
This is too much, you know. We're like, this is
Yeah.
too much. Like, oh, we are like it. We need more drama, right? I think this would really boost our reach. No, I'm just joking.
No, I hate drama unless it's like nice drama.
And by the way, Bianca's watching. Hey, Bianca,
Hey,
and
Bianca.
thanks for all the help throughout the
Yes.
whole week. Also, definitely couldn't run all of this without Bianca. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's get it started. Let's get the party started. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. And I'm excited what we're talking about. By the way, Henning is also here. Hi, Henning. Thanks
Hey,
for tuning
Henning.
in. Henning is watching on LinkedIn. Be smart like Henning. Watch on LinkedIn.
Which do you prefer? You prefer LinkedIn? I think YouTube's pretty cool, actually. But that's up. People don't have to choose. That's the beauty of it.
They can run everything in parallel. Sort of like the kind of thing.
Oh, that would be cool. All right, let's do are we doing the news first, or do you have your surprise?
No, actually, I think the biggest news is us releasing Ryte Suite 5.2.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff, lots of exciting new reports, new features. I mean, like, obviously, I have a very favorite one. Maybe you've already seen my quickie, my first English SEO quickie. It's yeah.
I'm really happy about that.
A little bit harder to do these in English than in German. Yeah, so I did the quickie, but I still have a couple of more examples that I would like to show you guys. Do you have the announcement in your presentation?
No, I'm sorry.
You don't? All right.
I'm so bad at product marketing. I was at the
Thank
dentist.
God you're not working in product.
Exactly. No, but I can list you all of the 9 features that we released in 5.2 from the top of my head. We have Google Top 10 tests. We have the new Save and Share report feature, where in Search Success you can save reports and share them. Oh, now you're sharing a screen. That's good. Yay! Oh, the carbon calculator, of course, to calculate your website's carbon footprint. Very important.
Let's make the internet carbon neutral. Everybody, try it out. It's just a couple of bucks. Even like for bigger websites, it's not a lot, and it really pays to make your website carbon neutral. You even get a nice badge. So yeah, try it out. Try out the carbon calculator.
Yes. Yeah, GSC data in our website success report. So you can combine the technical data, you get your like lighthouse data, your core vitals, and then you can sort it by clicks and impressions and make the priorities this way. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is so, I mean, like, overdue at some sort, because as you all know, you could use already the crawling data in search success. So you could also already combine it on the search success side, but now you can also do it within the website success side. So you can basically pull in your Google Search Console data, your analytics data, and directly combine it with your crawl data. For example, Core Web Vitals report, I can put in additional things like from Google Search Console, how much clicks the page got. I can pull in from Google Analytics the bounce rate, the time on site, and stuff like this to really diagnose, like probably like pages with a bad Core Web Vitals score, probably having worse KPIs on that side. And finally, I can do this out of the box, so you don't have to pull it into a separate data studio to combine all these data sources. You can do it natively in Ryte. So this is a great improvement, and I actually have this table in almost all of my reports now because it's so helpful. It really helps to prioritize the stuff that I want to do, right? Because now I really prioritize by this KPI, and this is, I think, for us a big leap from being like this list of you should do this, you should do that, you should do this,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
basically people struggling to really, okay, what should I do first? What's really moving the needle, right?
Mhm.
And now with this, with these data sources intelligently collected with website success, I can really do a very nice prioritization of the biggest issues and really see very quickly where I can make a dent and get on it.
Hell yes. Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes. Love it. Fresh GSC data. So there's none of this 2-day delay in your reporting anymore. We are bringing in fresh data from GSC. So there's no delay. I just mentioned save and share reports. So this way you can configure those reports with those filters, those segments that you're using once a week for your weekly reporting, and save it, give it a name, have a description, and it's there that you can jump into it whenever you like.
by the way, our friend Leah is watching. Hey, Leah.
Leah.
Greetings to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Love it. People are from all over the world
Cheers.
here. It's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, you can finally invite users with one click. I mean, it was a little bit painful to do this before. Now it's like super easy. I really like this. This is like a user favorite, I know. Global filters is big, obviously, because now you can set global filters. For example, if you have a multilingual website, which is done on directories, for example, you can just say, show me only the DE directory, only the EN directory, and you find all reports just filtered on that specific folder, for example. Or if you run a blog, a wiki, and that kind of stuff, and you're just responsible for the blog, you can just do a global filter just for the blog. So you really just see the issues that are concerning you, where you can actually do something. So this is also long overdue, and I really like this because I always had to do some workarounds, and now I can just like apply global filter, save it, and basically have it like very natively. So I really love that. Yeah. And that's my favorite one here, Search Success API improvements, because it's not just like beginner features. This is like for our pro users, because we have a lot of users which are actually using our Search Success API instead of the Google Search Console Search Performance API, because we tend to get a little bit more data out of that. And now we even blew it up a lot more. So, I mean, like, especially SEO professionals like to put it into their own data warehouse, really loved our GSC API, our Search Success API, and now it's even bigger and better. So if you don't want to do this in Ryte, if you want to do this yourself, if you run like a big data studio, big data warehouse, and have everything in the data studio, try it out. You will really love it, because we get some nice stuff in there.
Yes.
Yeah, and most importantly, obviously, the top 10 test, one of my favorite topics overall. And as I already said, I actually did a little SEO quickie to show a couple of examples what was going on. So I don't know if you've seen this, but I really would like to show you real quick how these top 10 tests look like in our account. So if you go into Search Success in the overview, you are likely going to see top 10 if you automatically identified these type of top 10 tests. So basically Google deemed your site to be a potential top 10 result, right? So you get all the qualities Google is looking for. You got the content that is matching the user intent. The site is good, it's fast, everything's cool. So Google says, hey, you could really be a top 10 result. And now Google is basically like looking, is anybody, at least clicking on it? The first sign of relevance, if you put it into the top 10, that somebody is actually going to your result and actually clicking on it, so that I can, after this, actually see, how much you really satisfied the search intent. Ideally, like really producing a lot of long clicks, or at least like a positive share of long clicks in regards to medium clicks to short clicks, right? This is what Google's looking for. And so obviously the first sign of relevance is clicks. So Google will put you into the top 10 and see if you at least get clicked on a sufficient amount of time. Because if you don't get any clicks when you're in the top 10, Google is going to flush you out, because what are you doing in the top 10 if nobody clicks onto your result, right? It's not about, like back then, that it's about, an SEO to rank in the top 10. No, that doesn't make a dent. You need to get the clicks, and if nobody clicks on your result, what's the point of keeping you in the top 10? And this is exactly what we're identifying, and it was never really easy. I mean, Ryte made it easy at some sort that you had anomaly detection, CTR underperformers. So this is like, these are the reports where I would usually find these kind of top 10 tests, but especially with CTR underperformers, it had to be already a little bit time, a little bit of time had to have passed so that we could actually see that this is an underperforming result. And now with our Google Top 10 tests, we're at least 48 hours earlier in the process, so you can really see, oh, something's happening right now. Now it's the time to really challenge my snippet, play around with the snippet, maybe get like different variations of the snippet going to really ramp up the clicks I get from that result. And again, this is not just about SEO, right? This is not about SEO. Of course, and a lot of people click through to my site and actually I satisfied the user intent. Obviously, my site is going to bubble up to the top, but this is not just about SEO because you're making more of what you already have. And this is, I think, the main point, because if you're ranking for a juicy keyword, right, that you really want to go after, this is your chance. Right now, I can get more out of what I already have. And this is what I love about this, that I can identify these top 10 days very fast and can get on it before lots of valuable time is passing and I might fail this specific test. So I talked a lot around it. So let's jump right in. This is actually, so you will find this in the news feed. This is actually from our German domain, right? So I have a couple of those which are being tested. If you don't see them in the news feed, you can also apply our new filter. So we have a new filter, Google Top 10 test, where you can basically say, show me all of them which we have detected. You can also do this for a certain time frame. So you can even go back in time, maybe to a core update, to actually see top 10 tests happening after the last core update, for example. So I applied the filter and actually got a lot of different results here. And I want to jump into a couple of those directly. And the first one is 403. You actually see a couple of different variations of the 403. Obviously, 403, the shorthead, is the most juicy one. So let's look into it. We can see this is a clear top 10 test going on right now. It doesn't seem like we will ace this test, right? Right now, the actual CTR is below the expected CTR. The CTR we would expect you would need at least to stay in the top 10, maybe fight for some higher spots. But let's jump into the keyword directly, and you can see this is a clear top 10 test. I really love this example because it's such a clear top 10 test. We've always been ranking page 2, page 3, page 4, never really saw page 1 action. But here, boom, 4th of August, what the hell? All of a sudden, we're right in the top 10. You also see this corresponding uplift in impressions, and now we're being tested in the top 10. I mean, like, you can see 105 clicks out of 70,000 searches. This is not going to make this test successful, so we should definitely do something. But when I look at the site, right, 4.3, there's already a featured snippet here from Mozilla, which is pretty hard. You have Wikipedia, even with an indented result here. So this is really going to be hard, despite having a good snippet here. This is really going to be hard, like getting to the top, or especially the featured snippet, because this is where it's happening, because most people are searching for, hey, what the hell is it, right? I just encountered a 4.3. What is it? And this result already satisfies like 90% of the time, 90% of the user intents here. So I'm not going to expect we can get any clicks here. We can't make a dent. But if I now jump on page level, so basically I clicked on the page, I jump on page level, and you can see, oh my God, this is not just the keyword 4.3. It's lots of different keywords that started to get tested right around 4th of August. And you can see us ranking for almost 1,400 different keywords here. Right? So you're now asking, why is that? Right? How did we induce this? How did this happen? And I think there's two important reasons here. First of all, you can already see this here. This page is already performing really well for example, for 4.3 error Google, right? We can see this is a very good CTR for this specific query, obviously with the same user intent here, right? And we had a very good performance for a long time already. So Google was saying, hey, you know what? Your site is performing for a lot of very similar long tailish queries around that concept, and it performs really well, you know what? We're going to try it out for the short head if you are also a very good example, if you're also a very good result for the short head result for 3 here. So this is one of the indications. And the other indication can be seen right in the SERPs, because if I'm searching for 3, also for 3 arrow Google, I can see when we last updated the page, oh my God, what do we would update this page and also all of a sudden trigger Google to say, hey, you know what? Has a good performance. They did something on the page. Let's try it out, right? This is exactly what happened. So we gained lots of juicy new opportunities. We're definitely going to use and really going to make this work. Next example, by the way, obviously, it is not just about the click-through. Obviously, it's about generating long clicks or also ein Verhältnis, a higher ratio of long clicks to medium clicks to short clicks, right? And in this case, I think we aced this, right? We have an average time on site of 4 minutes, so that's quite good. And by the way, you can also see the 4th of August here really getting us more traffic here, and we still we have a good time on site. So I think we are really good to go to make a lot more out of these new opportunities.
It'd be great if it was 4 minutes and 3 seconds.
4-3. Oh, and I like this 4-4, right? It's like, oh, no sound. Yeah. So the next example, this is also one that I used in my SEO quickie. I also like this one. It's Whitehead SEO. Also, clear top 10 test for Whitehead SEO. It also looks like we're going to fail this test as well. Jump right in. We see this top 10 as it's a clear top 10 test again, although it has started a lot earlier. Around that time, like in January, early January, this is when we really started to hit the top 10. And when we got tested in there, I actually found us on position 11. Typical switch seat here. We're just waiting. You know, we get a like 20% time on page 2, 80% on page 1. I found us live here now on page 2. What is Whitehead SEO? I like the snippet. So now let's investigate why people do not click on our result despite the good snippet. And if I look in the top 10, I mean, like obviously we have 4 ads above it, which is pretty sucky, but we already see there's a big featured snippet here explaining what Whitehead SEO is. And you can see this is actually the same title that we have, right? And this is, I think, a beginner mistake that we basically take a knife to a gunfight here, coming with the same title as the number 1 result, or in this case, the featured snippet result, because if somebody is really looking for what is Whitehead SEO, he probably already read or have clicked to this onto this result and won't scroll down and click on our result, right? So this is like a beginner mistake using the same title here as the number 1 result. And what I really like is snippet copywriting of our competitors here. And I think there's really a lot of inspiration we can take from this. For example, WordStream here, Whitehead SEO, how to rank without breaking the rules. I like the snippet because this is not the standard what is Whitehead SEO, because actually in the title, they already tell you what Whitehead SEO is, ranking without breaking the rules. Right. So I really like this because it takes it one step further, right, than just like this one. And if you look at SEMrush here, Whitehead SEO, how to rank by the rules, also very nice title. I like Search Engine Journal, 7 Whitehead SEO techniques to double your traffic. I like this promise they give. Hey, if you do these 7 Whitehead SEO techniques, you will double your traffic. That's a very strong promise you're making right in the SERPs. So obviously this could also have a good effect on the CTR. And my favorite one is here from Ahrefs, Whitehead SEO, how to play by the rules and win. And this is really what I like about it. So they already explain what Whitehead SEO is, not breaking the rules, and then basically already answer in the title this next question, the most probable next question. So how do I do it? How do I use this for my site? And so this is what I really like, not just having the what is Whitehead SEO, but really like going one step further within the snippet. So I think there's lots of inspiration for us to rewrite our snippet as well, and really, take on Ahrefs, SEMrush, WebStream in the top 10. We're coming for you. Don't worry.
I was just reading the wiki page as well for the Whitehead SEO, and it just said, the benefits and the problems with white hat SEO, and there was a lot of content around the problems around white hat SEO. So I wonder if like this sort of negative sentiment could be contributing as well. It's like, Ahrefs is winning their like how to play by the rules and win, and we're giving this very sort of subjective opinion. Not opinion, sorry, it's more like the benefits and the disadvantages of white hat SEO. So I wonder if that was a reason as well.
That's actually a very good point. I actually didn't think about this. This is also a very good point, right? How do you like the sentiment of the content, right? It's sort of like, why did SEO? Oh, you don't want to do it. I mean, like, it's good, you should do it, but it's like it's not easy. And this is like, hey, why did SEO? This is the way to go, double your traffic, right? That's a very interesting point. I mean, like, we're definitely gonna update this page anyway. So this could also be like really looking, how can we maybe tune the sentiment a little bit to be more like uplifting and really encouraging you to apply white hat SEO techniques, which you definitely should, right? I mean, like, I have two more examples I want to show you. I didn't use this didn't use these in the quickie. This is really exclusive for you guys here in the 302 of a Kind show. ROAS, return on advertising spend, that's the acronym. Also clear top 10 test going on for quite a while already. Here I again find us on position 14. What is ROAS? Calculating return on ad spend. And again, if I look at the top 10, we're doing the same mistake again, because under the first three ads, what is ROAS? Calculating return on ad spend. Again, we have the same title as the number one result. And this is never going to cut it, right? This is really just like, and somebody really wanted this, he probably already clicked through on the number one result. He's not going to scroll down, click on our result. So this is not good. Yeah, also I mean, like, if you copy someone, and I mean, like, obviously I don't know who had it first, but I'm strongly thinking that it's probably a BigCommerce who had the title first. And if you're copying the title of a page one result, right, you can only be number two, at best, right? So I would always like really try to find a unique title which hits the user intent perfectly. And then in this case, we just we didn't do a good job here, but we're definitely going to try finding a better snippet here. And my last example is conversion rate, and this is a very, very cool new opportunity for us, because in Germany, this is enryte.com. In Germany, this is a number one result. So we actually, in Germany, we're ranking number one with a conversion rate right beneath these scientific articles. Conversion rate definition and examples, right? Wiki, right? So we've been ranking on number one here for the longest time, and we are getting about like 100 clicks each day out of this, which is really nice. So I was really excited when I saw us also getting some traction here in the English-speaking SERPs. But in the English-speaking SERPs, we have the same snippet that we use in German, conversion rate definition and examples, only in English. And despite the good performance in Germany, in English, it really just doesn't cut it. And also the SERPs are a little bit different in the US, even with a featured snippet here. So this is actually something I would aim for to get. And it's I think the point that I would like to try out is this extra intent of how to calculate conversion rate. What is conversion rate? How to calculate and improve. Yeah. Also not just, again, like the example with the 403 or with the white hat SEO, right? Like not just saying what conversion rate is, but again, in the snippet already saying this is what it is, and we also show you how to calculate, we show you how to improve it, and basically get all these extra questions people are having after finding out what it is, to maybe really make a dent here and establish ourselves in the top 10 to maybe, get the same thing as we do in Germany right now. That would be awesome. So yeah, these are my examples. Also, it's really cool because 3 of those I didn't even find myself. It was really that filter that really showed me these examples. So I'm really excited about the new top 10 test feature. And obviously, I mean, like everybody out there, if you're already a Ryte customer, if you're already using Ryte, if you've never used Ryte before, try it out, really. And please send me your examples, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Our data science teams will love it, really seeing the kinds of top 10 results we are identifying for you. And just try it out. Maybe we can also find some juicy top 10 opportunities for your site, juicy opportunities that you can do something about. Just try it out and let us know what you think.
Yes.
Frank is here, in and out. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Frank. Always.
Hey, Frank. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for preparing all that. It's so interesting.
I'm
I
so
haven't
excited.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, this is your kind of feature, right? Mm-hmm. This is your jam right here.
Absolutely, because here is what you can do something, right? You have so many abstract concepts of SEO. Oh, you should make your site faster. You should write more content.
You should.
And this kind of stuff. This is an ironclad opportunity right here, right? You're ranking for conversion rate in the US. And again, despite, like if I get a better CTR, I'm going to bubble up, right? And replicate what we already do over here in Germany, right? I make more clicks out what I already have, right? And this is what I love about this, that it's a clear opportunity I can do something about right now. And already, by the end of the day, I will have more clicks, more sales, whatever. I mean, like not necessarily always, but the chance is there. And this is what I love about this, because it's really super actionable. It's a super actionable report. And hi, Kai. Thanks for watching.
Kai, welcome. Great. No, I'm also really eager to find more top 10 tests on the EN domain in particular.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this excitement when you're going into Ryte, like, ooh, some top 10 tests. So thank you to the data science team and to Search Success team for building this. We love it. And we love all the other features, of course, in Ryte 5.2.
Absolutely.
And in general. Cool. Shall we run through some news of the week?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, because it was another pretty busy week in the SEO world, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I haven't heard much about the title tags in a while, so I'm kind of okay with that. So what's been going on? These are mainly your suggestions for the news this week. So some of them, because I've not been staying up to date as much as you have, unfortunately. So some of them you have to explain to me, but this is quite interesting that Google is looking for an SEO organic growth manager.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is actually for their workspace team. So mainly for Google Cloud, Google Drive, Docs, whatever. It's actually a very cool team. And as a really cool team. And so it's not just a cool job opportunity, right? But also, I think this is also, again, the point for a lot of people, like saying, oh, Google doesn't like SEOs. No, they even employ SEOs. And in this case, really, they want SEOs with 6 years of experience, right? They're also doing this for their own products. I mean, like, obviously, you're not going to expect, to get any secret juice from the search team. I mean, like, even if you call up Ben Garmes and say, hey, how does it work? It's like, hey, it's an algorithm, right? It's machine learning. I don't know, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
You're not going to get extra, like super knowledge or whatever. But this is, I think, a great thing also to show a lot of people who say, oh, Google, is always putting their stuff up first. They have like the inside track of getting their stuff ranking on top of the SERPs and stuff like this. No, that's not the case. They need to do SEO work like everybody else, right? And so I think this is also having like a job ad like this. You can use in lots of different instances with people, having like a wrong image of how Google actually works internally. But also, again, everybody watching, this is a great opportunity with a great team. So
not for you, Marcus.
No,
you've got to stay with us.
You. Not for you too.
No, of course.
No, of course. So I'm sorry. And
that's okay.
And I was like, no, please. So obviously, nobody from Ryte, but everybody else.
Yes,
this might be a very interesting job opportunity for us.
I love I love the name Organic Growth Manager as well. That is a really cool title for an SEO. I mean, that's what we do, isn't it? We grow
Yeah.
organic traffic and revenue. So yeah.
By the way, they get links from Google. That's
Of
true. I mean, like,
course.
this is the cool thing ever, right? To work with the google.com domain, right? I think that's pretty cool. Although I gotta say, if I'm an SEO, I always want to have like complete control of a domain, right? Because there's so many different cooks in the kitchen here with the google.com domain. I mean, but still, it's the google.com domain. So I would take this any day, right? But still, you're only limited to a certain part of the google.com, obviously.
Would it be crazy to think that Google kind of secretly disavows all links going out of their website anyway to not try and unfairly give out this link equity to people they endorse because of the power that is behind it? I was thinking of this this time a couple of years ago when Google mentioned a few SEOs and agencies to recommend for certain practices. And a lot of people were really upset about it because they said, oh, you're giving these people an unfair advantage because you're linking to them and they have this link equity from google.com. But like maybe there's not so much behind it than you think.
But this is just my general. I like the idea. I like the idea. Frank is actually saying no, they have juice.
They have juice.
Frank would know, but
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I would just say this is just like the the today's importance of links anyway. I mean, like, this is
Yeah,
still
yeah.
it's a very good link, but this link alone won't move the needle, right? You
Yeah.
still have to have a great website. You have to match the user intent. So, having the best link here from Google. I mean, like, obviously, if you would have like right from the Google homepage, google.com, you should go to SEO tool, right? I mean, like, obviously, this might make a dent, but more for the click-throughs than for the organic SEO value.
Exactly.
But still, right? I mean, like, that's a good link, but
yeah,
in today's world, it's likely not going to move the needle right away without you doing anything else.
Yeah. All right, cool. So next up, we have another test from Search Pilot. I think we have one every Three Out of a Kind episode because they're really fun to show. And this one is a really quick and easy one, very simple to grasp. So adding near you after the brand name in the title of a customer's store location page. Right? What do you think this will change? Positive, negative, no impact. What did you think, Marcus?
I was in the no detectable impact camp. That's for sure. But seeing the original and the test group, I was like, it could be negative. Could be negative.
Yeah.
Which it was already slightly negative.
If you look up there, because it's also, they mentioned this in the notes. So it did have a negative impact on clicks, so 2% on organic traffic. And it could be because it's truncating the actual address of the location there. So it's pushing it down, like example shop on this street, example shop near you on this street, but cut off. So you're not entirely sure if this is the right result, if it's relevant for you or not. So maybe you don't click on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the near you doesn't really help me in that sense, right?
No.
Also, especially if I have a lot of stores and it says near you. I mean, like, how do you know it's near me? All of them are near you in the title, right? And as you said, absolutely perfectly, right? You're truncating a little bit of the address, and this is actually what I would be looking for because I know my shit, I know my city, and I'm like, oh, look at this. This is 48th Street. This is really near me, right? So the people determine themselves what's near them if they have the complete address here in the snippet. And the near you truncating this is actually, I think, counterproductive here, and this is what might cause this.
It's kind of funny, like I remember the first Brighton SEO I went to, which was already quite some time ago now, and this was like at every single local SEO talk, like optimize for near you queries, add near you in the title, create a page, your keyword plus near you. This was a huge thing.
Yeah. Do you know my favorite trick here? There's a sushi place that called itself Near Me. So when somebody was searching for sushi near me, they basically rebranded this query into a brand query, right? Sushi near me. And people were looking for that. I love it. I love that. I mean, like, obviously you can do this only once in a sushi.
Yeah.
But I really like the the creativity of naming the that restaurant there. Although, I mean, like, you're naming a restaurant for SEO reasons, right? I mean, like how low can you get? But I mean, like you're making so much money, you can cry and wipe your tears with $100 bills. So it's all right.
Not too bad. Yeah. Okay. A really weird and interesting thing could happen.
Actually, you saw this. You sent me this, and I was like,
saw
"Oh,
it.
I actually didn't see this," which is kind of funny. And I actually didn't see this, and you sent this over. I think you shared this on Slack, and I was like, "Oh my god, I
Yeah.
didn't even see this." And this is quite, it's quite huge,
Yeah.
to say the least. Yeah.
I saw it on actually Aleda's Twitter, so I can't
Mm.
take the credit for it. So thank you, Aleda, for sharing all your news. But Chrome is adding side search panels that makes it easier to browse Google search results. So you could actually just stay on the SERP and visit a page at the same time and click through the results to find the most perfect one for you, where maybe you don't even exit the SERPs, right? Maybe you're just browsing it with the Google panel there still. Or maybe you have to exit the SERP and going the page. I don't know. But this could cause a lot of implications, right? What is this going to mean for our click-through rates? What is this going to mean in terms of like page speed problems as well? Like, is it going to sort of like prefetch the page, all pages on the top 10 results to make it even speedier? I don't know, Marcus. My head is spinning. Whoops.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't know if I understood this correctly. There's actually a little button. So you go to the page, and then you have the little Google button, and you click on it, and then it opens the SERPs from before.
Yes.
And actually, a very interesting idea that you just outlined, of actually prefetching all of these results. If I open it up in my sidebar, I think there's a high chance that I'm going to click on any of those results, and I can just preload, those results right there. So this is very nice for Google. Obviously, for webmasters, it's kind of hard, and especially because people can be opening different tabs, and if your site takes so much longer to load and the other site is already done, I'm just going to use that site. I'm just going to buy here, boom, right? And you just lost your customer. But I mean, like for good SEOs, for good webmasters, that get their shit straight and have a good website, I think this is even a advantage, right? But like for the general, I mean, like obviously it's a little bit of a threat, having those SERPs right next to your site.
Yeah, I'm really curious about this one. I'm not sure if it's a good thing, if it's a bad thing. I mean, I'm selfish as a user of search and also as a SEO minded person. So I'm really eager to see more of this new edition. A really cool resource from the wonderful Lily Ray, who's one of the queens of EAT, one of the queens of SEO in general. She's fantastic. I haven't read it yet, but thank you for sending it me over. I know it's fantastic. I don't need to read it yet to know it's fantastic, but I'm going to read it so I can learn more from Lily. Have you managed to read it?
Yeah, of course. Also, I mean, like, I wouldn't say she's one of the queens. She is the queen of EAT. That's it, hands down. She is the queen of EAT, right? So it's always great to read what she's writing about EAT.
Yeah.
EAT, she's EAT, or whatever. And I mean, like, this is you're not going to learn anything new, but it's a very good, very valuable resource. I actually sent this over to 2 people already this week, right? It's a very valuable resource because you can really see what are the options do I have for an individual, a person, what options do I have as a corporation to really show that I have expertise in a different topic, stuff like alumni of, stuff like that, right? So she really goes very, very deeply and shows different opportunities I have as an organization, as a person, to really show that I'm knowledgeable in a specific topic. So it's just a great resource to bookmark and to send other people if they're really worried about what can I do, what should I add in my structured data to support EAT. That's the article. Do what Lily says. Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
And I'm always happy to hear of more applications for structured data. So I was also, I don't know if it's like an update of her one from last year, but I was using her previous guide on structured data to support AAT from my SMX Munich talk, because it was like a big guide on structured data and all the different benefits, not just rich results. And this is a huge one right here. So it's great to also find more benefits to also prove to stakeholders why it's really important to implement it.
Absolutely.
Lovely. Oh, this was really cool. I really like the newsletter from Tom Critchlow.
Vahan, Vahan is from Search Engine Journal, and he's like,
Yay!
yay.
Represent.
Oh, and by the way, did you
Awesome.
know Vahan is coming to SEOCom?
Oh,
Yeah, Vahan is
amazing.
coming to SEOCom. I love it. It's really cool.
Great.
Yeah.
Then we'll see you in Salzburg.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait,
Yes.
Vahan. Really cool. Lily Ray is the DJ SEO. She's also the DJ SEO, the Eat SEO, the queen of SEO. I like
Yes.
all of the above. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, I really love the newsletter from Tom Critchlow, the SEO MBA. It is a brilliant resource if you're managing SEO or if you're like a team lead, a head of SEO, or if you just really need advice on handling these topics around clients and stakeholders. He has some amazing tips and like really fast newsletters. So this one was really cool, like using surveys. So he has some really cool examples. One thing you wanted to point out in particular,
Yeah.
the Panda survey.
Love the survey. Actually, this is something that I've recommended a couple of times already to customers, and especially in those cases where you know it's not good and you don't want to be the guy to tell them, you know, this just sucks. So it's more like, you know, getting backup from, you know, via a survey, to actually like show them that a lot of people think this way. And I think this is really a great tip. I can't stress this enough, to actually do the Panda survey, because, you know, Google and the quality radar guidelines, they have these questions, right? So would you give this site your credit card info, right? Would you recommend this? Do you think this author is knowledgeable, right? This kind of stuff that they have in the quality radar guidelines, where people should ask these questions when they encounter certain results. And I love this idea to basically do your own panel and give this panel your site and maybe two of your competitors' site, and let them answer these 10 questions. Right, and this will really show you where the problems lie for your thing, and might be also why you're not ranking, why you're bouncing out of the top 10, stuff like this, right? Because people again might not think you're like trustworthy, or stuff like this. So I really like this exercise to do this, especially in comparison also to competitors. This it's so valuable insight, because I mean, like, as you know, as a webmaster, as an SEO, we always are like this, right? And this like opens up to new perspectives from outside, from people that don't know your site, or maybe also the whole industry all too good, and you get a very objective opinion, which could be representative to a lot of users coming to your website. So I love this tip here from Will Crit? No, not Will Critchlow. Tom
his brother.
Yeah,
Tom Critchlow.
The brother.
And just putting it besides the sort of the competitor, the green scores as well. That's beautiful. Like, people have to sit up and listen to this kind of evidence that you've gathered. And I was suggesting something kind of, I'm not taking any credit, of course, but suggesting that because it was all about like improving your SERP appearance, because in the quality raters guidelines, there's also a lot of guidelines around, you know, what kind of feature snippets and, you know, quick answers and different kinds of results are actually satisfactory or not. And I said, you know, because if you're working for an organization like we've been working at Ryte, you have this kind of organizational blindness, this Betriebsblindheit in German.
Nice. Did you just really say Betriebsblindheit?
Yes, it's a great word. Wow. I love my good German words.
That's really good.
I couldn't think of the English word, so I just did a direct translation. But it's kind of like tunnel vision, right? Where you don't notice
blindness. Operational blindness.
Operational blindness. Yeah,
I
perfect.
did Google it. This is not really
Okay,
knowing it, right? I
okay.
mean,
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
word of the day toilet paper, but this has never been an issue here.
Again, what learned. And they suggested that, this is like a great task for your newcomers to your team, because they're also going through your content. They're also brand new to the topic and to the company. But this, if you have some budget to do this kind of survey, that's like immensely better, right? Because you can also say that actual members of the public were surveyed. I know they put around 1,000 euros or pounds behind it, which not every company has for budget, of course, but you could. I'm sure that this would pay off immensely, no matter
You can
if
do
you
this
just
with
have a
your
small.
mom, with
Yeah,
your grandma.
exactly.
You can like pull all
Yeah.
different kinds of people. In this case, they actually paid people to do this. I mean, like you will
Yeah.
find lots of different people, and even doing this internally in your company. And I actually like the idea also for somebody coming in new to actually do this kind of exercise, because it also sensibilizes.
Sensitize. No.
Sensitize.
What are you saying after?
So that it sensitizes you for these kinds of questions, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
working on your site, you should always have in the back of your mind, would I give this site my credit card info, right? And
Yeah,
that kind of
that's
stuff.
a good point. Yeah, cool.
Sensitize.
Nice. I don't know. It's been a long week. I think it's the right word. Maybe it's just a false friend.
I was sensibilisieren. English. So raise awareness. I think that's a synonym. As a sensitize could also work, but raise awareness. So
Raise awareness is better.
for these kind of questions
Yes.
people are having, especially in the your money or your life niche. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, I don't think sensitize was the right one then.
Should I search for it? Maybe it's sensitize. Sensitize. Sensibilisieren. No, you're perfectly right.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome.
Good. Well done, us.
Awesome. Betriebsblindheit.
Betriebsblindheit.
Word of awesome that you just pull out that word, right? It's like, what? Did you just really say Betriebsblindheit? It's like that kind of word, right?
I know, and my German is so basic.
Awesome. No, it's really good. It's great.
Cool. I love this photo of John.
Yeah.
So this was a question. SEJ. Yeah. About, can Chrome-based spammers impact core vitals? It's a good question, actually. But John didn't have an answer. SEJ. What was the outcome?
I actually posted it because we talked about this like probably a couple of months back, where we hallucinated, I think that's the wrong word also, where we thought about different ways how you could actually use like core web vitals field data that Google is assessing against your competitors. And one of the things, and he goes through different concepts, and he actually also mentions it like in the very end, that this might even be an attack angle that could work, that you would actually have people, for example, from the Philippines with a very slow internet connection, call up your site, so they will have a very bad experience on your website and basically fuck with your core web vitals, with your field data, to if Google will take this into the calculation, would have some sort of
I remember
bad effect on that website. And I was just like, when I read it in there, it's like, oh, look at that, right? So this is still a topic, and I think there is this this is definitely something.
It's a fear, right? It's a worthy concern for sure. Yeah.
But you can also see it's already on Google's radar, and
I
think it really. There's not like this big opportunity to really like fuck with the competitors, but nevertheless, I really like the creative idea of using something like this to actually, to some extent, hurt the competitors. Don't hurt your competitors. Just work on your own side.
Yeah, just be better.
Dog? What is this in the background?
It's drilling. I think a neighbor of mine has moved in, and they're like drilling furniture and stuff. It's been going on all day. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry for you. I was like a dog
Thanks.
or something like this, like
Oh, that would be
dying
so much better.
under your
Not a
oh,
dying dog.
dog dying? Oh, that would be so
No,
much better. What? What do you have against
no.
dogs?
I
Why
love
are you against
dogs.
dogs? Why do you hate animals?
I love dog. I want a sausage dog, a dackel. They're amazing.
A
Everyone knows
sausage
sausage
dog. Is that a
dogs.
word? Is that really a word? A
It's
sausage
it's
dog?
a legit word. I think in American it's a wiener dog, but maybe
They
someone
say
can
this?
correct
They say a
me.
sausage dog, a wiener dog? Oh, I
A,
never
s-
heard that.
a
That is
sausage dog.
funny. A
Oh,
sausage dog.
and these are like the dogs of Munich. They're very popular in Bavaria.
Dogs of Munich. I'm just thinking of hot dogs, it's like hot dogs, wiener, like
Sausage
wiener
dog.
dog would be, yeah, so as a Dachshund. Dachshund.
Dachshund.
Dachshund.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm just sorry. It's like I like to learn English. I love it.
yes. Betriebsblindheit. Cool. All right. Hi.
Hey, thanks for
Hi.
watching. Yeah.
Search Console news. General Search Console news. Adding more details to errors for your rich results problems to make them more actionable. I actually got one this week. I don't know if it was related to this, but that's kind of cool.
You mean the error that we have with the geschweifte Klammer?
The parsing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You saw it as well, yeah. Is it related to this one?
I always click on those. I also check
Good.
Google Web Master Central every single day. Obviously. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
I'm an SEO. Of course.
That's what we do. We check Webmaster Central, Search Central every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thank you. And thank you, Daniel Weisberg, for making these amazing, all this great documentation as well for the Search Console. We love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially in this part, right? They give you so much errors and it's like really, it's not actionable, right? They give you just the stuff and you're like, so what should I do, right? And now this is so much better for a lot like how to recipe, whatever. They have these sort of like more actionable information of what you've done wrong, what you should be doing. And so this is very valuable for webmasters. Thank you, Daniel, and the whole GSC team. This is very valuable.
Yay. Nice. Cool. What's next? Search Engine Roundtable this time. Google hints it will penalize interlinked link schemes. Did they hint
Twitter? The funny thing is, this is just John posting a picture, saying a sentence, and out of this, and this is really like Twitter, because I'm like really struggling with Twitter, because if you open something up and then somebody answers, but you won't see like the whole thread. So I was like, is this a thing or is this not a thing? And I don't want to go into deep into this rabbit hole of Twitter. And so I thought this is actually a thing, but apparently he really just posted this picture and wrote this. And out of this comes the whole fantasy. Google might be penalizing like a link network. They might have done a new penguin update or all sorts of stuff. And this is like, oh my God. This is when I send it to you. And now actually, I think I understand that it's really just him posting a Twitter from Blade Runner 2049, which he might have liked. And
it's from a film.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, I didn't know that either. I sent it to you. I'm like, oh, look at this. Something's going on. We got to find out who got penalized. And then it's like, oh, it's really just him posting that picture. And what? Like, and then Barry wrote, could you please elaborate before I
take it out of context,
make something out of it, put it out of context or something like that. I love it. And then this whole thing, Google might penalize. What? No, this is just Twitter. I don't know.
Hilarious.
Funny. I don't know. Could still be. Maybe.
He kind of enjoys this position, I think. And I would enjoy it as well. Like people taking things wildly out of context, even though it's just like some kind of meme, some kind of joke.
Yeah.
One of our developers, actually, Alex, was like, this John Moo guy is really hilarious. And I was like, yes, he's great. Every industry needs a John Moo.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Although I really, I so appreciate what he's doing, right? I mean, like I
Yes,
say
he's
this enough,
very helpful.
coming from, you know, having Google guy on Webmaster World Forum, right? Basically, nobody from Google saying anything really valuable, right? And now Martin, John,
Gary.
yeah, everybody, right? Like really useful information we can use, right? But I'm still
Yes.
amazed how he does this, you know, just Twitter alone, you know, like really like wanting to do this all day, you know, interacting with people on Twitter. Uh, but itself, you know, like the avalanche of messages and everything. And he's like, he always has a great line, a great comeback, right? And everything. So
Yeah.
awesome. Also I'm in awe because I could never do this.
Yeah.
And I
He's
don't want
great.
to.
There was a poll about if Google should add no index support to
Mm.
robots.txt, and apparently 84% of the respondents said yes, they would like this feature. Surprise, surprise, because I do think SEOs do want everything. They want all the data, they want all the features, all the access. They want voice search data, and now they want
And which is stupid, by the way, right? I just
yes,
pointing
it
this
is
out,
stupid.
because it really doesn't matter if you type it, if you speak it, if you visually search it,
Exactly.
right? Now the latest trend with, you know, Google
Yeah.
Now, Google Now, Google Go. What was it? I/O, nee, not Google I/O. What was it called? The big event. I don't know. Mom and everything, the visual search.
That was
Google.
IO.
No, not I/O. Just like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the Go one, the Go thing. Was it Go?
Yeah,
Oh God, I can't
something like this.
remember.
Yeah. We're so bad.
We're so bad.
So well prepared. Yeah, as I like this poll. I mean, like, obviously, I would also say, hey, it would be nice, you know, because it would be actually very nice. I mean, like, if you have 100,000 pages, you want to no index, right? I mean, like, it's very hard, even with a negative sitemap kind of thing. It's still hard because Google needs to crawl these pages.
Yeah.
The PCO is no index. I should put them out of the index. Take a while. And the robots.txt could be a lot faster if I could do this like on a directory and stuff like this. But I think, despite the fact that 84% of 87 respondents would say yes, I would say this is never going to happen,
No.
right? Because I think the main thing here is these 84% of the 87 respondents are probably pros, all pros who took the survey, right? And everybody else and the non-pros can make so much more damage with that feature than the pros could do good with this feature, because this would make it really easy to basically no index your whole site, right? And just doing this wrong within the robots.txt. So this is really, despite pros wanting to have that, right? I think there can be done more harm than good with this kind of approach, which is why Google would never do this. And if you're an SEO pro, I mean, like, there are different ways to really de-index even 100,000 of pages quickly. As I said, like a negative sitemap, that kind of thing, right? So yeah, I think the pros can survive it. But nevertheless, I appreciate the poll showing that we would like more features targeted toward pros.
Yeah, I agree with you. And also, I mean, Google has always had an issue with people misunderstanding indexing and crawling, right? And that these are two very, very different processes.
Absolutely.
And I think when you start blurring the lines by having indexing rules within the robots.txt file, that's going to cause a lot of complications, a lot of issues, and yeah, potentially even manipulation. I can't help but think of Tom Anthony's robots.txt manipulation. This sort of bug that he found and reported to Google.
Amazing.
I
love it.
SEO history right there. Yeah. Yes. Anyway, we're running out of time, so let's get through the last stories. There was a really cool webinar this week, actually, with Bart from Onely. There was Jason Bernard and Splitty from Google. Actually, Jamek from Onely, who's also awesome, has written up the top 5 insights. If you don't have time to watch the webinar, which you also should, all about really great insights into rendering SEO. So not just JavaScript issues, but also HTML, anything that could have an impact on the accessibility and search engine understanding of your content.
Absolutely, it's super nerdy. I mean, like really, I haven't watched the whole webinar. It's super, super nerdy. So I really appreciated the write up here from Jimek.
Yeah.
Yeah, also if you nerd out about that kind of stuff, you should definitely watch this, because Bartosz and Martin going head to head on JavaScript SEO and rendering. This is as good as it gets. So definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, just some really good pullable quotes from this article for you all as well. Like, this is still an issue. This is still something we need to take care of. We can't just assume that because Google is so advanced these days in their interpretation of content and our JavaScript elements and dynamic content that we don't need to support them here. We still need to. So I think this was a good takeaway and a good moral of the story. But if you like this fun geek out, which we do, then definitely give it a go. Oh yeah, a really nice little snippet. So not SEO specific news, but Google was rolling out new eco-friendly search filters. So here on the left-hand side was the new one where you can search for flights based on emissions. And soon they will also release this feature where you can find better routes where you can save more emissions again if you need to drive somewhere. You know, walking or taking public transport is always a good option. But if you have to drive, then there are certain routes that require less energy.
Yeah, let's make the internet carbon neutral. I love it. I love these initiatives by Google.
Net zero, baby. Yeah, woo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. And that was it for the news. Yes.
That was it. I love it. 6 minutes
really
over time. I love it. So much thing to talk about. I really took too much time with these top 10 but I'm so excited about this, right? I'm so excited about the new 5.2 launch. So I was really happy I could show this kind of stuff. Thanks so much for also for the presentation, like putting everything together. And I hope everybody, you also enjoyed the show. And yeah, it's finally time to make this more a regular thing again, since we had the big summer break, right? So we were on break last week as well. But now, I mean, like, at least we're going to be on air next Friday again, and I think this is going to be a more regular thing again, and maybe even something in the future also from the office. So we will finally have the setup we wanted to do like 2 years ago.
I hope so.
It was also quite funny. But we're definitely going to be there next Friday. Next year, yeah. Let's see you next year. Bye. No, we're definitely going to be there for you guys next Friday. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah, I hope you all have a great weekend. And now we would like to temporarily redirect you from work to
the weekend. Woo, woo.
Thank you. Woo!
Cheers, everyone.
What? And broadcast. Keep on waving. Keep on waving. Keep on waving.